Francis Picabia was born on January 22, 1879, in Paris, France, to a Cuban-born Spanish father and a French mother. His father, Francisco Vicente Martinez Picabia, was a diplomat and an aristocrat, while his mother, Marie-Cécile Davan, was the daughter of a prominent French family. Picabia's early life was one of privilege and affluence, and he was exposed to a rich cultural environment from a young age. His mother's early death, when he was 7 years old, had a profound impact on him, and he was subsequently raised by his father and paternal grandmother. Picabia showed an early aptitude for art, enrolling at the École des Arts Décoratifs in Paris in 1895. His initial work was heavily influenced by the Impressionists, and he painted landscapes and cityscapes that echoed the styles of Camille Pissarro and Alfred Sisley. These early works were well received, and by the turn of the century, Picabia had already exhibited at the Salon d'Automne and the Salon des Indépendants, two key venues for avant-garde art in Paris. Around 1909, Picabia began to move away from Impressionism, influenced by the burgeoning Modernist movement. He became associated with the Puteaux Group, a collective of artists and intellectuals that included Marcel Duchamp, Jacques Villon, and Raymond Duchamp-Villon. This group, also known as the Section d'Or, was central to the development of Cubism, and Picabia's work began to reflect the fragmented forms and multiple perspectives characteristic of the movement. Picabia's Cubist period was relatively short-lived but significant. His works from this era, such as Source, 1912, demonstrate his ability to manipulate form and color in innovative ways. However, Picabia was never one to be confined by a single style or movement, and his restless creativity soon led him to explore new artistic territories. World War I marked a significant turning point in Picabia's career. In 1915, he traveled to New York, where he became involved with the Dada movement, a radical anti-art movement that emerged in response to the horrors of the war. In New York, Picabia connected with artists like Marcel Duchamp and Man Ray, and his work took on a distinctly Dadaist flavor, characterized by absurdity, irony, and a rejection of traditional artistic values. During this period, Picabia began creating his iconic mechanomorphs, abstract mechanical drawings that juxtaposed industrial imagery with human forms. Works like Here, This is Stieglitz Here, 1915, a satirical portrait of the photographer Alfred Stieglitz, exemplify Picabia's playful yet critical approach. His contributions to the Dada movement were not limited to visual art. He also edited the Dada magazine, 391, through which he disseminated his avant-garde ideas. By the early 1920s, Picabia had grown disillusioned with Dada, feeling that it had become too institutionalized. He moved back to Europe, settling in Paris and later the French Riviera. His work from this period is marked by a return to more traditional subjects, albeit with a modern twist. He painted a series of nudes and mythological scenes that combined classical themes with contemporary aesthetics. Picabia's interest in the erotic and the surreal led him to experiment with a variety of styles and mediums throughout the 1920s and 1930s. He dabbled in surrealism, creating dreamlike compositions that explored the subconscious mind. However, he never fully aligned himself with the surrealist movement, preferring to remain an independent and unpredictable force in the art world. In the 1940s, Picabia's work took yet another turn, this time towards abstraction. He produced a series of abstract paintings that were both vibrant and enigmatic, characterized by their bold colors and dynamic forms. Despite the ever-changing nature of his work, a constant thread throughout Picabia's career was his desire to challenge conventions and push the boundaries of what art could be. Francis Picabia continued to create and exhibit art until his death on November 30th, 1953, in Paris. His legacy is that of a relentless innovator, an artist who refused to be pigeonholed and who continuously reinvented himself. Picabia's influence can be seen in the work of countless artists who followed, from the abstract expressionists to the pop artists of the mid-20th century. Francis Picabia's life and work encapsulate the spirit of modernism in all its complexity and contradiction. From his early Impressionist beginnings to his role in the Dada movement and beyond, Picabia remained a fiercely independent and inventive figure. His willingness to embrace change and to challenge the status quo makes him a pivotal figure in the history of modern art. Picabia's art, with its constant evolution and defiance of easy categorization, continues to inspire and provoke, ensuring his place as a maverick of the modernist canon.